Well, let's do both of these. We get a bonus segment.
Okay, yeah.
Bonus
yeah,
hot takes.
So do
Okay.
the first one.
Christian McCaffrey trade.
We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
It was a good. Well, who won? Was it the Niners or the Panthers?
Minus.
Niners.
I don't
Okay.
give a fuck what they gave up.
Do you want to know what it was?
Yep.
2023 second round pick,
Yep.
2023 third round pick,
Yep.
2023 fourth round pick,
Yep.
2024 fifth round pick.
Cool. You're not finding McCaffrey in any of those picks.
True. Okay, do we want to talk about the Roquan Smith trade?
Not really. I'm not too fussed about it.
I'll just go the big players. Bradley Chubb.
It's a big one.
Yeah, so Dolphins receive Bradley Chubb and a 2025 fifth round pick.
Yep.
Broncos receive Chase Edmonds, 2023 first round pick, and 2024 fourth round pick.
I think the Broncos win that one.
I think the Broncos win that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think the first round pick for
But
2023
can you
is
find
pretty big.
linebackers as good as Chubb with those picks? The problem is
Maybe.
It
that
depends whether they go.
the problem is that
go
when
for that.
when you
though.
go for the player that you like, if you go for the player and not the picks, right?
Yeah.
You know what player you're getting. You know what they can do and what they can't do.
Sure.
Like McCaffrey, right?
Yep.
Let's say you traded a first round pick for McCaffrey amongst other picks. You don't know that any of the players you take in the first, second, third, or fourth. Yes, they may be top running backs coming out of college, but you do not know that they are going to be a top running back going into the NFL.
Sure, yep.
Whereas if you take the players, like they've taken Chubb here, Bradley Chubb, instead of the picks,
Yeah.
they know that they have an elite linebacker going into their team. Yes, they give up the chance to draft one, but
Yeah.
you don't even know if you're going to get one. You don't even know if the linebacker you do go for is going to be elite.
Yeah.
Like, so I think...
But like they do get Chase Edmonds, which is good value.
But also Miami didn't need Chase Edmonds.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think
No,
the
yeah.
Broncos do. I think they do need like a more decent backfield.
I think overall this is a good trade for
Yeah,
both
definitely.
teams. Personally, I think.
Plus,
think
it
it's
depends.
good.
It
I
does
agree.
depend where the
I agree.
Broncos want to go. Like, if they are looking at next year's draft class in terms of maybe like a future QB, apparently
Yeah.
next year's draft class is good for that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think Miami Dolphins are going for it, right? They're like, I reckon we can go far, so they're aiming for this year. I think the
Well,
Broncos
they're doing the Rams last year.
not as hard as
Probably
the
not
Rams
hard,
went,
no.
but they're definitely trying.
Yeah, okay.
Where I think the Denver Broncos are already like, well, it ain't happening this year, so
Yeah.
let's build. Big one, Chase
Yeah.
Claypool trade.
Yeah.
So the Bears receive Chase Claypool, and the Steelers receive a 2023 second round pick.
I think Steelers win that. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
Steelers win it
this is tricky,
6
man.
out of 10 for me. I think Steelers win that 6 out of 10 because I think like you look at Claypool with Big Ben in an O line that couldn't protect Big Ben, and Claypool, Juju, and who else was their big star? Claypool, Juju, and someone else. But you look at those two players, and they still did well with Big Ben.
Yeah.
Quote unquote washed up QB at the time.
Yeah.
And an O line that couldn't stop him. They had the worst protection of a QB last year when they were playing, and he was still putting up decent numbers. So, wait, who did I say wins this?
You said the
You
Steelers.
see the Steelers.
Right. Well, I still think that as a second round pick,
Second round pick.
I still think second round you can probably get a receiver that you like more than Claypool.
I'm glad the Packers didn't actually pick him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like within the same field that we've currently got. They have issues sometimes with their hands. Like Claypool is kind of notoriously bad sometimes for being terrible with ball handling. So the fact that the Bears picked him up it does kind of like elevate them a bit because obviously
I think it helps the Bears
they've got
hugely.
because they've got
Yeah.
Mooney and that's pretty much it.
Yes. Yeah.
So they do have that second.
Just look at the Bears last game they played.
But I think I'd rather they
N'Keal Harry.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Just
right.
picked up N'Keal Harry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'd rather the Packers not have picked him up because I feel like it wouldn't have added as much value to them. It does to the Bears though.
I think absolutely. I think it adds really good value to the Bears. As you said, they don't have a lot of weapons out front. But also Pittsburgh Steelers, I think it was a real smart trade for them because Pickens already has chemistry with Pickett. Like that's where it's going every week. Chase Claypool,
100%.
he's
I
not
mean,
really,
that's the thing.
he's not
They
really
got-
getting the ball, and so now they've got this young QB, young receiver, and now they're going to pick up another young receiver, and they're just going to have.
They're not. That's what I was going to say. They're not. I think it's a great pickup from the Steelers, the draft pick, because they've got Deontay Johnson and Pickens.
True.
They don't
Yes,
need.
yes.
and then they've got Frymouth as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like obviously the team I know, Seahawks, right? Or you
Yeah.
look at a team like that that's got they've got their number one star in Lockett and Metcalf, or their
Yeah.
number 1, 2. The others are kind of like unknown players that aren't like worth a huge amount. Still
Yeah.
pull their weight a little bit, but not worth a huge amount. And it means that they can use that second round on a linebacker, on a
something.
corner,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a safety. You know,
absolutely.
like,
Probably an O-line.
yeah, on O-line. You know,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. So I
yeah.
think I like that pick.
So
of the Steelers.
okay, if we have to say it, who wins this trade?
I don't think anyone wins.
I think it's
8
pretty
out of
even.
10.
8 out of 10.
I think 8 out of 10
I
trade.
agree. It's pretty even, to be honest.
Okay.
Even 8 out of 10.
So big one.
yeah.
This is one we're talking about at the start. So you got T.J. Hockenson being traded from the Detroit Lions to the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings received T.J. Hockenson, 2023 fourth round pick, 2024 conditional fourth round pick.
2/4.
2/4, yeah. And Lions received 2023 second round pick and 2024 third round pick. Okay, my thought with this is the Lions lose this one.
Yeah, so I agree.
Hockenson was a first round pick, I believe, when he came in the league. And he was what? He was the 8th pick. So he was the 8th pick. Now, if they just traded TJ Hockenson and then just got those picks, okay, all right, we're working here. But they traded him and gave up picks. I'm kind
And
of
within
wondering-
division, which
and
is
within division, I'm kind of
terrible.
wondering what was the point? They still have to pay TJ Hawkinson's salary for the next 2 years, 1.5, 2 years, because it's all guaranteed. And
It's not exactly how it works, though.
well, but yeah,
Well,
I
they
know,
have to pay
I know,
out.
but it's,
Vikings might take that over.
apparently, let me have a look. There is
there'll be a clause.
there's a clause, and that's why it's a 2024 conditional fourth round pick that goes to.
Conditional will be based on his on his production. If he catches a certain amount of balls, then Hawkinson's that fourth round becomes a 5th round.
Sure.
That's usually what the conditionals are. If they meet certain incentives in terms of catches or touchdowns,
Yeah.
or yardage, then that 4th becomes a 3rd, or that 5th becomes a 4th.
Right. Yeah. I can't find the exact
It's
exact
fine,
ones here,
whatever.
but
I don't know, man.
I personally, I think the Vikings win on this one.
I don't know. It depends what tight ends you can get around the second round next year. I think that the boy from Georgia, Georgia, or I think it's Georgia, Bowers. He's a really good tight end
Yeah.
at college. I don't know. Like I think it really depends. My big thing is yes, like face value, Vikings win that. I think I
Yeah.
don't really understand from the Lions, but then again, the Lions surely would not have done that without a plan. So I think the Vikings win. Hey,
Yeah.
look, from my point of view, I think we all agree that the Vikings win that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
by a
Agreed.
mile, but the Lions might have a plan with players they want to give in the second.
It
or
freed
like,
up 13 million cap space. For the
yeah,
Lions.
so you know you never know.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Lions have a plan, but I think Vikings.
Yeah.
And maybe they spend it on a defense.
Yeah, well, I would have liked
Yeah.
I would have liked to see the cap space being freed up and a couple more picks for next year. You know,
No,
give
fuck
us
the picks, man. Like I'm so sick of these picks being given to teams or like people giving up.
Sorry, Chief.
Teams giving up picks for players that are established in the league and pretty good when they're giving up picks for like 4th round picks and stuff like that. That you're drafting a rookie that may not even start.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
No, that's fair.
I'm sick of these picks. Just go out and give up your picks for a player. Do
Yeah.
what the Bears did when they gave up the second round pick for
I
Claypool. Because
I mean,
you know their production. You know if they can make it in
yeah.
the NFL.
End of the day, worked for the Rams.
Yeah, but then again, like I just said that you look at once you go back to the Seahawks, their draft class this year.
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
the best draft class they had in years.
Yeah.
They've got a left tackle that is their starting tackle.
Yeah.
A left guard or a right guard that is their starting guard.
Yeah.
Played every single game this season. They got Tariq Woolen, absolute stud. Like they have Kenneth Walker, absolute
dude.
stud. Every single one of their
not
draft
a
picks
dog.
I'm pretty sure most of their draft picks are starting.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
and so then again, it's like you know, I say what I said, but then you look at teams like that, and there's other teams that have done it that just they have really good picks, and you're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
fuck, maybe I was wrong.
So in another trade, the Eagles received Robert Quinn from the Bears,
Don't care.
and Bears received a 2023 fourth round pick.
Thank you.
Big one, Calvin Ridley trade. So the Jaguars are receiving Calvin Ridley, who's currently suspended, and the Falcons get a 2023 conditional 5th round and 2024 conditional 2nd round pick. Do you know the funny thing?
What?
Uh,
The suspended gambling thing.
Yeah, but you know what game you bet on?
Yeah, that's the other thing I was talking about, Keith.
Bet on. Well, you don't say it for the listeners who might not know.
Yeah.
You bet on a Jaguars game.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, don't care.
Yeah, hard to tell until
Until he's back.
he's back and playing and.
Yep. Kadarius Toney went to the New York Giants. Oh, sorry, went to the Chiefs. Other way around.
Chiefs,
Went to the Chiefs, and Giants received a 2023 third round compensatory pick. And
First of all, how many receivers does this team need?
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I think it's so they can. I think it's so they can trade off other receivers that are there at the moment. Like, I think they might get rid of a few. I don't know. I think they might get rid of a couple, but.
So the trades keep on going, but let's just go to.
Can we go to Nyheim Hines?
There's two left that are
Yeah.
good. Probably the biggest one is Nyheim Hines to the Buffalo Bills.
Terrible decision.
Colts receive Zach Moss and a 2023
Wait,
conditional
terrible
fifth round
decision
pick.
by who?
By the Colts.
Why?
Because I feel like they have the ability to run that 2-back set.
They got Zach Moss.
Yeah, but I think Nyheim Hines is probably better.
Don't know.
I think this one's going to be really interesting to see because I don't think we've actually seen what Zach Moss can do because he's kind
That's
of just
my
been on
thing.
the
Like
bench the whole time.
Like, imagine being
Weird.
Hines,
Yeah, okay.
getting traded to a team that you know you're the second back, right?
Yeah.
And the Bills just picked up was it James Cook or someone?
Yeah,
Cook,
yeah.
as their other running back.
Yeah.
So you're second, maybe fighting to be second, for a team that barely runs the ball.
Yeah,
barely.
I think it's
Like
really strange
why?
because
Like I would not be excited to go to the Bills.
We
if
also
I was
saw-
him.
No.
I mean, and then again,
Singletary popped off, so
that's
like,
what I was going to say. We saw Singletary pop up. I think it's a
Which-
weird,
yeah, which
weird
means
pop-up.
he
which
ran
is-
like what 10 times.
which is even worse for Hines too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really weird, really.
I'd rather be back up behind JT when JT's the power back and you get a lot of. And they're a big run team, right?
Exactly,
so you
yeah.
get a lot of movements out of the backfield,
Yeah,
like a bunch
yeah.
of catches out of the
Yeah.
backfield. Going to a team that barely runs the ball and barely throws to running backs out of the
Yeah.
backfield.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather stay at the Colts if I was him, but he
Yeah.
obviously
Well,
has to get a choice
actually,
and
in saying that though, big perk for Nyheim Hines. He'll probably get a Super Bowl ring this year.
it is.
Nah, it's going to the Eagles, bro.
Well, that may be the case. Last one is
No.
Jeff Wilson Jr. got traded from the.
Did he? Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you know that? He
Yeah.
got traded from the Niners to the Dolphins
Wow.
for a 2023
I guess
fifth
they
round
don't.
pick.
I guess they don't need him no more. There's another guy there called CMC.
Yeah. I think this is.
Fifth
I
round.
think this is an
Yeah,
even trade.
Who was the 49ers other backs they got? CMC and Mossett. Did
Yes,
they trade Mossett?
I think.
No, Mossett's gone.
Mossett's at the Dolphins as well. As
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
There's like three of them that have moved across. So it's Mostert, Wilson, and one other. I saw a post today
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So they've all moved from the
but,
Niners
I
to the
mean,
Dolphins.
I like Mossett. I mean, I like Jeff Wilson, man. He is stupidly fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he was good.
he's a
He was
workhorse,
good
you know?
early in the season too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is actually a really fun trade. You've got them receiving the pick because they're not going to run him as much, free cap space, get a pick, and the Miami Dolphins are doing this thing where they want to win, so they're picking up a really good guy in the backfield.
Let's finish this off because it's already been half an hour.